Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'll let it begin by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto YAHAWAH, BaHaShem, YAHAWASHI, BaHaShem, Rakaha, Kwadash. Our double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, to all the dedicated brothers out there that's giving their due diligence to serving YAHAWAH through his only begotten son, YAHAWASHI, in sincerity and truth. All right, again, I'd like to say Shalom. All right, today's topic I'd like to touch on: follow not a multitude to do evil. Right? Follow not a multitude to do evil, because we understand, man, we get it. What's trending right now is these riots, these, people, reacting off of frustration, reacting off emotions, because, nowadays, Jake, we mingle with each other, the northern and the southern, you've seen this, the northern kingdom going through some afflictions, between, the ICE raids and all that. You want to involve yourself, whether it be a peaceful protest, a rally, whatever you want to go do, but that's not the spirit. Esau, Edom is trying to find a reason to rain down on our people, man, on the Israelites, right? You don't follow these multitudes to go ahead and go out there to protest, because that is, it's not doing nothing for anybody, man. Right? If you want to do anything for the nation of Israel, if you care about your so-called Latino people so much, your kindred, preach the word. Let them know who they is. Let them understand that they are the children of Israel, that the only reason we going through the things that we're going through is because it's going according to prophecy, man. There's nothing that we could do about the things that's going. This is all orchestrated by on high. Nothing happens below here unless it was, unless the power was given for it to manifest to begin with, man. Right? Everything that's done in the streets is approved by Yahawah Shem Shai. You don't want to get caught up in the mix, man. Because what's getting ready to happen to a lot of these people that's protesting, they're going to get gunned down. Right? They're going to get gunned down. They're going to institute all kinds of crazy shit. They got robot dogs, man. Right? These cops got the authority to gun you down. Right? But top of being, follow not a multitude to do evil. All right, so like always, Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. All right, let's get to it. I got a video to play. Both the brothers have posted it up, right? In this in the thread, Salakia. I usually try not to post that up, but the brother Debarim and the brother Nabala, coincidentally shared the same article, which is through the spirit, is because that's a good one. You got to understand what we're dealing with, right? Let me go ahead and bring this out in the book of Romans. Right, this is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 1. Right, again, falling out of multitude to do evil, because what you got to understand, YAHAWASHI, the spirit of YAHAWASHI, what he said, we are sheep in the midst of wolves, be ye therefore harmless as doves. I'm gonna bring that out. That's a good precept to bring out. But the point being is, you got to agree with our adversaries quickly. Right, we're not supposed to be combative. You're not supposed to be rebellious, going against the law. And the scripture on that is this, right? As the topic right here, it says, be subject to government. Right? Verse 1, Romans 13 and 1, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. Right? Those that's in rulership position, right? For there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. So everybody is set up here today is ultimately set up by Yahawah Shem Yahushai, all right? Let me bring this out real quick. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Adawan Yahawah Shem Yahushai. So who's the power of the earth? Everybody is sitting in any kind of rulership position is what is in the hand of Yahawah Shem Yahushai. And in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. So in due time he's gonna shut this shit down. Everybody is in rulership. He's gonna take out of their seat and exchange it with who? Yahawashi, man. Right? But point being, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, Yahawah Shem Yahushai, because when it says Lord is the Adawan, but we understand who our Lord is. Right? Before I'll go back to Romans, let's bring this out. It's the book of Proverbs. Right? Chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahawah Shem Yahushai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So he turns the minds of the heart of the king wherever he wants. Right? So period. You know what I'm saying? Everything that happens is done by Yahawah Shem Yahushai, man. That's why you don't go against what's going on. All you got to do is just roll with the flow and pray and pray. Hope and pray to Yahawah Shem Yahushai that you're exempt from this judgment, man. Right? Proverbs 29 and 26. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment coming from YAHAWAH Shem Yahushua. Everything that goes down is done from YAHAWAH Shem Yahushua. Romans 13 and 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. That powers that be are ordained of the Most High. Right? Verse 2. Whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of the Most High. The Most High got, this is his movie playing out. Right? He got it set up with these, they about to rain down and you know what I'm saying? Even though if you go out there and protest, ultimately you doing that, the Most High set you up to do it. We're just, reminding you, and we're just having you be aware what kind of look that is, man. That is not the spirit of serving the Lord, man. You have none of us have any business out there acting like we want some kind of justice. Of course we do, but we're doing it in a different manner. Right? We're, our request is from YAHAWAH Shem Yahushua. We're preaching the downfall of this place. Right? Because everything is set up by YAHAWAH Shem Yahushua. Us trying to protest and trying to seek peace from these demons, it's not going to work out. Because they're controlled by YAHAWAH Shem Yahushua. They're only doing what they was created to do. Right? They have no power over themselves. Right? We know better. We're thinking outside the box, not inside. Right? What the fuck is it going to do for anybody for you going in and rallying, man? Right? What's going to happen? Because a lot of those people is paid off. Right? A lot of those people is paid off. They're set up. And event it's not going to be a peaceful protest at all. Right? People is using that protest to do what? To go looting. Right? People got their own agendas when they just want to be a part of something. Right? They just trying to look for a quick lick, man. Right? We need to be aware of what the fuck is going on. The scriptures talking about be circumspect, man. And that's the times that we're in. Where the days is absolutely evil, man. It's the book of Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Right? You need to understand what times we're living in, man. And guess what? The days are evil, man. Right? Verse 2, Romans 13 and 2. Whosoever therefore resisted the power, right? Those that's in rulership resisted the ordinance of the Most High. For they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation, because you're going against the will of the Lord. Let's bring this out in the NLT. So anyone who rebels against authority is rebelling against what the Most High has instituted, and they will be punished. All right, you're going against the will of the Lord. Back to the KJV, verse 3. Right, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but unto the evil. Right, see, they're not doing nothing to us because we're preaching in the corner. Well, not of now. We understand that time might come, but they ain't bothering us. They ain't out there trying to shoot us with no tear gas. Bang a tear gas in our, down our way, shoot us with rubber bullets. Which that's eventually gonna come, but they're not doing that to us. Right? They're not messing with us at the moment. But unto the evil. The only reason they're gonna gun down on you because you're doing, you being violent. You're not using wisdom. Would thou then not be afraid of the power? Why is that being said? Because if you know that YAHAWAH Shem Yahushua controls everything, would you not be afraid of him? Would you not be afraid of being a demon? You should be afraid of the things that you do, because you don't want to bust a wrong move and get judged by the Lord. Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. This is the point right here. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. Right? He serves God. To thee for good. We call the cops. When Vocab Malone shows up or something. There's some good to these cops. If shit goes down, you could call them, even though, brothers grew up in the cold, not telling, but, we don't grew past that, man. That's that rebellious spirit too, right? They set up for a reason. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain. So if you doing what's wrong, you need to be afraid. You know why? Because he don't have that gun for no reason. He gonna use that motherfucker, man. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. So he's actually set up to judge those that's being wicked. Right? Esau, Edom, YAHAWASHI, Esau, Edom, these cops is actually set up to rain down on those that are wicked. That's why, hey, falling out a multitude of the evil, man. Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Let's read this in the NLT. All the sinners will die by the sword, which is Esau, Edom. They don't bear the sword. They don't bear the sword in vain. They don't got it just for a look. They gonna use it, man. All those who say nothing bad will happen to us, and that's y'all. Why else would you be out there? You're not gonna be out there thinking, oh shit, we about to die today. I'm gonna still be out there. No, you thinking nothing will happen. Because if you thought the opposite, you wouldn't even put yourself in a position to get judged, man. All right. You need to be circumspect and understand what the fuck is going, man. I mean, what the hell is going on, right? This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 1. Strive not with a mighty man, lest thou fall into his hands. And right now, the mighty man is those who got power over you, right? They got that badge. He might not be stronger than you, but he got authority to kill you if he wanted to, right? So don't go back and forth for these demons, man. Lest thou fall into his hands, because he got authority to beat you down. Verse 16, strive not with an angry man, because ultimately they mad, right? They live in life with a grudge. You remember what Esau said about Jacob, Let's see if we can bring that out real quick, right? Is it Genesis? Is it 27 or is it 29? I believe it's 27. It's the book of Genesis 27, verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning, it's like the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Right? And that's the spirit that he's in, man. On to this day. Right? So Esau, Edom, he's walking around with a grudge. Right? And ultimately, he's naturally angry at us because he understands that we have the birthright. Strive not with an angry man. Esau, Edom is angry. Right? Mostly these cops too. They grew up getting bullied and shit. That's why they chose that trade. So they could bully back. They could fight back, with permission. And go not with him into a solitary place. For blood is as nothing in his sight. Don't go to a place where he could do whatever the fuck he want with you, man. And pretty much that's anywhere. That's his playing field. He could do whatever and get away with it, man. Where there is no help, he will overthrow thee. And who's gonna be out there to help your ass, man? Right? Ultimately, the Most High is gonna allow that shit to happen for you not using wisdom, man. Right? This is the book of Sirach 8 and 1 in the NLT. Using common sense, do not challenge a person who has influence. You may fall into his power. Right? Because they got say they got say with the judge, they got say with their higher ups, right? Whatever they say ultimately goes. Verse 16 in the GNT, Sirach 8 16 in the GNT. You should not get into an argument with anyone who has a hot temper, or go to some place where the two of you will be alone. Violence means nothing to such a person. He will attack you when there is no one to help you. See, right? That's the spirit of this. That's the spirit of these demons, man. Right? You don't want to put yourself in a position to get judged. Following the multitude to do evil, man. Right? Let me find this real quick, and then I'm gonna go back to. I gotta play that video. Right? Yep, this is the book of 3 John verse 1. Third John 1 verse 11. Beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. He that doeth good is of the Most High, but he that doeth evil has not seen the Most High. Meaning you don't understand the Most High, man. You don't understand that you will get judged. That's why the scriptures say, was it Proverbs 28:5? Let's bring it out. So I couldn't even quote it. Drawing blanks. Proverbs 28:5. Evil men understand not judgment. There you go. The water YAHAWASHI. I knew where it was at. I just couldn't say evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek YAHAWASHI understand it all things. And that plays with that, man. Right? Because what you only doing what's wrong because you don't understand the Most High. You don't understand judgment. Right? But if you do it good, you are of the Most High. He that seeketh the Lord understandeth all things. You are with the Lord. Because you walking properly. You ain't trying to get judged. Let's read this in the NLT. Dear friends, don't let this bad example influence you. Follow only what is good. Remember that those who do good prove that they are YAHAWASHI's children. And those who do evil prove that they do not know the Most High. That is beautiful right there, right? Right? Don't let bad examples influence you. That's why the topic being, a follow not a multitude to do evil, man. It's evil out there right now. There's a lot of things that's going on. Don't be influenced with the hype, with the trends. Right? They're gonna make that a thing this weekend, man. Right? Brothers, be circumspect, be aware of what's going on, because heavy things is getting ready to go down. Let's play this, and then I got a few more precepts and we can end off. Right? Let's get the scriptures ready though. Was the doves? Matthew 10, and this is the same chapter. Is going to be where they got the agree with thy adversaries quickly. All right, let's play this video. And this is copyright too. What's that called again? Damn. Fair use. The water YAHAWASHI. This is that Fair Use Act, right? I'm not here to benefit anything from playing this video. This is strictly for edification purposes. Fair Use Act.
Peaceful protests are part of our democracy. We invite people to share their opinions. That's what our country is all about. The key word in that is peaceful. And if it's peaceful, us in law enforcement are going to make sure you have a safe environment to do it in. That's part of that process. If you let it turn violent, you do not want to do that in Brevard County. I'm going to tell you that, and I believe I can speak for my fellow sheriffs around the rest of the state. You don't want to let it happen. And just so there's no confusion, because I don't want to hear any whining later saying we didn't know, I'm going to break it down for you, all right? Because as you watch these riots unfold across the rest of the country, what you are seeing is buildings being burned down, police cars being bricked, having explosive devices thrown on them, having fire, guns pointed at them, bricks thrown at them, on and on. So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order. Not here, not in the state of Florida. So to make it real simple, if you don't want to have any of those things happen to you, obey the law. Go protest all you want. Do it peacefully. Stand on the mountaintops and yell your opinion, your views. We invite that. But don't you dare break the law, because it won't go well for you. All right, gentlemen? Thank you, sir.
Hey, there you go. Hey, we don't advise anybody to, as the scriptures say, hey, the rulers that are ordained, the powers that are ordained by the Lord, man. You're not supposed to be coming out here causing, any ruckus, man. You're not supposed to do anything to get the ministry blame. So, hey, don't follow a multitude to do evil. Do what you gotta do, man. Stay under the radar. Do what you gotta do, meaning, go to work for those that got a job, take care of your kids for those that got kids, go to the store and come back home and handle business, man. Handle business. Watch a video, man. Keep powered up. Keep energized up, man. Read. Do whatever you need to do to stay in the spirit. Don't worry about what the fuck is going on out there. And this really don't need to be said to any brother that I know. And brothers out there that's making videos that's in the spirit, you brothers all know this. But it's just a reminder, man, just in general, for those that's just getting into this, right? You don't know where you're at with it. You feel like it's the right thing to do to go over there to speak your opinion. That's not our battle. And a lot of that shit is set up from Esau, Edom anyways, man. Right? They want these things to escalate so they could move forward with their agenda. Right? Their agenda is ultimately what they want is a one world order with that mark of the beast being instituted, man. Right? Be not ignorant of Satan's advices. Understand why these things is being done. All right? It's the book of Matthew 10:16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as a serpent, harmless as doves. So that's what you got to remember, man. We got to be harmless as doves. We got to be wise, man. Right? You got to stay out the fucking way. Right? It's not a smart move to go out there, man. Right? And involve ourselves, because they're not going to know. They're not going to, oh, that's the Israelite, don't touch him. They're not going to know a difference between you and everybody else if you're in the same position. Right? What does this scripture say? Agree with thy adversaries quickly, man. It's in here. Right? Let's look it up. Agree. Matthew 5:25. Salaki. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 25. Right? Agree with thy adversaries quickly, while thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee up to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officers, and thou be cast into the prisons. Right? See, that's on point right there, man. Right? You're supposed to agree with your enemy, man. Right? If they tell you don't be here, don't be there, man. Right? Even though they're talking about a peaceful protest, ain't nothing peaceful about what's getting ready to go down, because you might be thinking peaceful, but the next 20 motherfuckers next to you might be thinking about rioting, man. Right? And even then, bro, if you in the spirit of serving the Lord, that's not your mind state, man. I doubt that this is for anybody that I know. Again, I'm gonna read it again. Agree with our adversaries quickly, while thou art in the way with him. Right? We here with him, man. Your enemies is everywhere. Agree with him. Lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge. He could lock your ass, move up. Right? And the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into the prison, man. Right? Let's see what it says in the NLT. When you are on the way to court with your adversary, settle your difference quickly. Otherwise, your accuser may hand you over to the judge, who will hand you over to the officer, and you will be thrown into the prison. Right? But the KJV, stamped it. But don't let evildoers influence you, man. Right? We on our way to the kingdom. Right? Our days, the days of Esau, Edom is numbered, man. Right? We on the way out. We on the way out. There should be no reason why we still need to be what does that scripture say? What's the communion with light and darkness? There's no reason why we need to be join hand in hand with these people, man, or have any kind of business, or walking together with each other, man. Right? We in a whole different walk. We in a whole different spirit. Our mind state is out of this world, literally. Our mind is in the heavens, man. Let them do what they do and let us serve the Lord, man. Right? Those that are unjust, let them be unjust still. Those that are filthy, let them be filthy still. Those that are holy, let them be holy still. We know where we stand at in this. And it's not to be with these demonic ass niggas, man. Right? These niggas is gonna try to get us blamed, bro. I wouldn't doubt Sicardi's gonna be out there. There's gonna be a bunch of niggas with fringes out there, you know. But let them do what they do. The Most High knows our heart, man. It's the book of Exodus 23:2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Right? Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. But the point is, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Right? We're not in that spirit. There's no reason why we should be anywhere out there, man. Right? But that's the point. The point is made. You see what they getting ready to do to anybody that pretty much goes out there. Peaceful or not, you're all going to be categorized together, man. Right? So you use wisdom. All right, so I'm going to end off here, Lord, running lessons edifying. I'm going to end off by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHEM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHEM, RAKAHA, QUADASH. Our double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of great millstone. Shalom to the elect. Shalom, Akim, Shalom.